Greetings, I'm Craig Smyser, along with food blogger Michael Zook, and we're going to dive into the Texas tradition of chicken fried steak on this episode of Discover Austin Eats. Back in episode 17 of Discover Austin, we went to the Broken Spoke and I enjoyed some chicken fried steak. Of course, I realize that many of you outside the South don't know much about that dish, so I promised to devote a whole episode to it, and now I'm keeping my promise. As with anything related to food, I called Michael Zook of the Zook Eats Austin food blog, and my first question was, where should we go?
And I live in North Austin up in Leander, and the first place I thought of was Mouton's Bistro.
So chicken fried steak is a Texas classic, but the first real question is, Michael, what defines chicken fried steak?
Okay, well, chicken fried steak is generally a cheaper cut of meat, cubed or tenderized and dredged in flour, egg, milk, buttermilk, back in flour, deep fried, and in Texas, gravy.
All right, what kind of gravy?
It's got to be white gravy.
Okay.
I don't even think you're allowed to mention other gravies in these parts.
So we talk about chicken fried steak. There's no chicken in it. Where's the chicken fried steak name? What's it mean?
Well, everybody knows fried chicken. Everybody does. And actually, some restaurants in Austin will chicken fry anything. But Texas original is chicken fried steak, since we have such a rich tradition in beef and all different kinds of cuts of meat. And so a while back they just started batter it and deep frying it.
Are you fellas ready to order some dinner?
We're ready.
Good. Excellent. What are we having tonight?
Chicken fried steak.
Excellent.
And chicken fried steak.
Very good. I'll get that in for you guys.
Thank you. All right, so we've talked about, a few times flattening the steak. But walk us through the process from there.
Yeah. So you take the steak, you dredge it usually in flour. This is the most probably common. Then you go an egg and milk batter, and then back into the flour, and then into the deep fryer. Personally, I like to go cornstarch as the first dredge. That first dredge, the whole reason you're supposed to do it is because it helps the egg and milk batter stick to the steak better.
Okay.
So if you skipped it and go straight into the egg, milk, it might start to fall apart once it goes in the fryer. So I actually like to do cornstarch just a little bit lighter, then go egg and buttermilk, just a little bit thicker, and then go back into a different flour that's seasoned. So I throw a whole bunch of stuff in there and a little heat, paprika for color.
Well, the food has arrived. It looks great. It's a classic setup for Texas. We've got the chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, and green beans. This is about as classic as it comes. Michael, your thoughts?
Well, the steak is this big. Super crispy, appropriately covered in white gravy. I'm ready.
Chicken fried steak is about as traditional a Texas food as you can get. So come on out to Mouton's or any of the great Austin area restaurants that serves chicken fried steak. I'm Craig Smyser.
And I'm Michael Zook.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Discover Austin
Eats.